should be a heart.
Uh, if you click on it, it would be right, but I clicked on it.
Ah, okay.
Right. Um.
I have never noticed that.
So, who would like a to earn a fourth penny by telling us what the hell happened last week?
What did happen last week?
Well, we caught up with the review after getting all of the hostages to the railroad so they could find their way home. Um, and we spoke a little bit with Nick, who let us know that he's caught wind of a lot of hellhound activity out in New Mexico, at a couple of mills that he's listed for us, that are very remote and very likely to be abandoned. Hence, very likely their attraction to the locations. And so we've planned to head out west, to find out what is being done at those places.
Excellent. Do you remember what mill or where you guys thought you were headed?
Yes, we can auto carriage to the Amarillo area and then to the Red River Mill. That's the plan. That's the plan I have.
Okay, excellent. Give yourself a penny. Any other details anyone would like to bring up?
I bought a mule.
Yeah, there's a new mule.
Mule.
We
People had
also
like
learned a
weird.
bit about Joan's backstory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Joan
Little
revealed some.
voodoo, little insurance fraud,
Yeah.
little
Little murder, little conspiracy.
in assisting an accident.
Right.
Yeah. By
Excellent.
creating the accident. Yeah.
Yeah.
By
It's
planning, creating,
right.
and executing the
It,
accident.
it's like the old W.C. Fields joke. I always keep a drink handy in case I see a snake, which I also keep handy.
I don't think I've heard it, but I get it.
Yeah. I think, Sean, I'm gonna ask you to continue with the thought that you had started because I think that was where I was going with my additional detail I was going to add.
Oh, about like people having weird dreams.
Yeah,
Yeah, people.
a
Yeah, people were just having
significant
weird
portion.
dreams.
Yeah, significant portion of the party having weird dreams, making sleep difficult for everybody except for Thomas, who does not give a fuck about sleep.
Why do I not remember my weird dream at all?
You didn't have one.
Oh, okay. So it
Yeah,
was
we
also
didn't.
not
It
me.
was you and I who didn't have one.
Yeah,
We just slept like shit because everybody else was talking and
right.
waking up constantly.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. At the start. At the start, when everybody.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, at the beginning.
I got in late, so that's why I missed that. That
Yep.
was why everybody was up. Understood.
Yeah. 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 All right. Well, we are currently uh, back in Wichita, um, still at the train yard with the Weird West review. You have secured the auto carriage of Sister Winter, and you, in addition to pulling Mortimer out, you've also purchased a new. What's the new mule's name?
Oh, it's on her character sheet.
It's Neum.
Neum. Great. So you've got Mortimer and Neum hitched uh, to this cart or this coach. What is the plan, team?
The review has been sent east. I believe
Yeah.
we ended with like we got we got gear and
we
everything.
were doing like inventory management.
Yeah, we did
like
some
we did last
inventory.
time.
I feel like we got all that done for the most part. Was
Yeah.
there anything anybody last minute is like, I need to get this? Don't forget your bullets should be refilled because we went to the train.
Don't forget
Yeah.
to pack some more, as much as you could carry.
I'm gonna do 10 more. I'm gonna do 10 more.
Yeah, I mean, I think not a bad idea. You've got some pack mules with you now, and I believe everyone has access to those 2 sheets. So if you want to cram a little ammo, a little additional ammo onto either of those, now would be the time to do it.
Yeah. Thomas does keep ammo on him for his gun that he does not really shoot. So I'm also a bastion for ammo. Should it come to this? I also, just in case you do really need it, I do have 2 speed load cylinders. Like I am
Damn, you got more
built to
than me.
shoot. Yeah, I'm built to shoot. I just don't shoot.
Oh my god, you're going crazy over there, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready for if it needs to go down.
I got a shield now.
I'll be
There we
bringing
go.
a shovel and an axe in case it is required. I will also have a lantern and oil in case there needs to be light, but that's not like really big bright light for if we're traveling. That means if we're in the dark and we need it, like we have to be pretty grouped up for that to like cover all of us. As a heads up. Can you mystic people can make light? Can you make light spells?
Well, I have a lantern also.
Okay.
Kinda.
So I say I have a lantern and matches. I cannot make light magically. Okay. Do you
Or
have
weird
oil
science
for your
things.
lantern?
I sure do.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's heavy.
Yep, that's
On
why
the
I'm not
mule.
carrying it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it sounds like we got everything. I got my U.S. Postal Service hat in case it's needed. Don't worry.
Your official US
Official
Postal
business.
I'm going to call you Ford Lincoln Mercury from now on, which is a joke for everyone who has enjoyed Kevin Costner's film The Postman, which, based on both box office and ratings at the time, might only be me. So
Yeah, could have been you.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the guy who's like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah,
all right.
I think we're packing up and getting out.
Heading out. All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna invest in some bottles of liquor because we might not be around for a while. $2 a bottle. I'll spend $10 on booze.
Yeah. Fantastic.
The necessities.
Mm-hmm.
Brendel and Cornelius are carefully packing very well organized packs for food into the like saddlebags, and then and then you come in with armfuls of glass.
Shoving it in there, you hear like some crackers crack. Crush.
Nice. All right.
It's high enough proof. It serves a medical necessity.
Yeah, just in case you need to pickle anyone's liver, it'll work great.
Or cleanse a
right.
wound or something,
Yeah. So is the plan just heading out to the Red River Mill?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think I think we have budgeted food wise to stop in Amarillo to eat and sleep, but then to yes.
Yeah, continue onward. I wager we should probably like not just ride directly in and wave hello. I feel like we should, get as close as can be, based on our understanding of the topography and layout, and then try to get a scope from a distance, right, to see what we're going to walk into and determine how we want to approach it.
Yeah, if we have means of that, yeah.
Yeah, as far as like broad strokes of the plan. Cool. We ride. Yeah.
Excellent. Are you? Is the plan to stay in Amarillo tonight? Is that what I heard? Or
I think like Amarillo's on the way, and so and as like the last major town before we hit the mills. And when we were talking about food and carrying capacity and stuff, that was kind of a factor.
okay, I'll ask the question again. So is that where you're going?
I think so. Does someone else remember differently?
I know we
Well,
talked about Amarillo. I guess the idea is like if we're taking a train, technically Santa Fe by train gets us there. But I also don't know where we are. I think we're closer to going just to Amarillo than going to
Yeah, I
by
mean,
train somehow looping around to Santa Fe.
like I know where Wichita is on this map, but that's not where Wichita. Like that just drives me insane. Wichita's like here. Wichita's in the. It's closer to the southern border. It's close. It is close to the southern border of Kansas, but it's much more. It's much closer to the middle of Kansas than it is to the eastern border of Kansas, right?
Yeah.
And
All right,
so,
yeah, then I think we strike out into the wilderness, direct path to Amarillo.
okay, gotcha. Yeah. Someone roll me two. Actually, let me see who's up next. I think that was next. Abigail, roll me 2d12, please.
2d12. Boom. 14.
Great
Yeah,
numbers.
Or
Yeah.
68 if you're doing like a D144 or something. I don't know.
If you're doing a D144.
Nice. Right. No, you have a very pleasant and uneventful ride to Amarillo. What, if anything, are the plans while you're here?
Do those that require food need to get food here, or are we good to have food to travel onward?
I assume if we came here on train, there would have been like a meal car, right?
We
I
we
think
had
we-
to
I
we had
think
to
we-
drive here.
Oh,
Yeah, we're going by carriage. Yeah.
But we should stop and eat here and rest before going to Red River Mill.
Yeah. all
Right,
right,
I mean,
we'll
it's right. It's been a day's worth of travel to get to Amarillo.
Yes, we will stay here
Yeah.
and spend the requisite money.
All right. Who's sleeping where?
Whatever. Dingy, dingy old West Tavern will have us.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, finding a room isn't a problem. Are you getting a room? Are you getting 6 rooms?
Is anybody sleeping with the carriage?
I was gonna ask
I
the
can
same
I
question.
can stay with the carriage.
You know what? I'll stay with you at the carriage.
Sure.
Those of us who have trouble sleeping can start bunking up if that's more convenient.
Mhm. One room for people who are gonna suddenly wake up and yell in the middle of the night.
Okay, so
I'm getting my own room, man. I'm not this sorry for that.
okay. We'll call it a buck a room.
Okay.
Right?
Oh,
So if
God.
you're getting your own room, subtract $1, right? If you're sharing a room, whomever you're sharing it with, figure out how you're going to pay for it. If you're sleeping in the carriage or sitting or standing next to the carriage, Thomas, then you're good.
Mhm. Okay.
And we'll just say
and
that
I
the
might
storage
as well
of
refill my trail rations for the day.
yeah.
Let me-
We'll
which
just
is
say
like
that storage of the
150 to
carriage
spend.
is paid for by all the. It's included in the room rent that is being paid by various party
Oh.
members.
Okay. Cool. suckers.
Trail rat, yeah, 50 cents. I'm just gonna go up to 11, so I don't have to break $1.
One day I'll be free of these airbags.
Oh, also one thing I did forget to mention, which is I know I've mentioned it to some people. I did upgrade the version of Foundry I'm using to version 12 so that I could upgrade to the latest version of Savage Worlds, which they said I should do. So please take note if you see anything that is broken. So far, the only thing I found that is broken is my random encounter slot machine, which is why I have people rolling D12s. Okay, great. Yeah, Amarillo has been uneventful. Abby and Friendly, y'all sleep fine. Joan and Cornelius and Franklin, you do not. You have horrible dreams and visions that make it difficult for you to sleep. So, as usual, -1 to all spirit rolls and all skills that depend on spirit rolls for the day. Great. It is morning. What are we doing, team?
You all
Are
look
you-
terrible.
All
Mm.
right.
I was up.
feel worse.
That doesn't seem right. Perhaps we should look into this.
Yeah, you got any like symptoms or like a
I
I mean,
fever?
beyond the night terrors, I don't suppose so.
Maybe all you need is a cup of coffee. I can wrangle some up.
Mighty
What are
kind of
you
you,
all
Mr. Evans.
dreaming about?
Wait, are you
What
all
what
having
is
night?
going on? Yes.
3 of you are having night terrors?
That seems
I mean, Cornelius has always had.
Well,
his,
yeah, that I mean, maybe set that aside. 2 others of you are having night terrors, though.
that seems rather unlikely that it would be coincidental, I mean. Now that it's happening, I believe you.
Did you both eat the same things yesterday?
You, you know, I'm thinking about it, right? And it may be because we're getting ready to get shot at that we're getting night terrors. That's my idea.
That makes sense.
No, it doesn't. That's ridiculous.
What? I
I
mean,
mean,
What are you talking about?
it's stress.
they're also going into the same danger we are.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
the next thing that I jump to is guilt from my past, but I don't feel much guilt from my past.
Okay. I know. Do you feel guilt, Franklin, or
me?
yeah?
Yeah, I did guilt. I did bad things.
Okay.
Um, I feel guilt. There's nothing wrong with that.
I just mean to say that the terrors I'm having, the visions of the fire, I don't feel guilty about that fire. Now, Kane or Franklin, you and I got bit by those creatures, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah, some type. It was a wolf or something.
All right. Well, before we leave, probably best if each of you will do this separately. I would assume that will make you both more comfortable. You have separate rooms, same rooms.
We all
Mm.
took separate rooms.
Yeah.
All right, well, who's ever first, go into your room, take your clothes off. I'll join you momentarily. Medically, before
Why?
you all perv off on me.
Yes, medically take your clothes off.
How else
do
do
I-
you examine someone, Frendel?
I mean,
Hmm? Hmm?
yeah, I don't. You
Yeah,
got one of
argue
those
with me
things
there.
you can see if their leg moves?
I have an entire medical bag, Frendel.
Yeah.
You also have an entire medical bag.
Yeah, but I don't use
We
it.
both have the medical bag.
Yeah.
I only use like 3 or 4 pieces of it.
Well,
I
I
don't-
use the whole thing.
All right. Do you want me to go with you, or you got it? I mean, I guess
I
maybe
feel
2
like that's
people.
rather up to the individual that
Yeah. Do you want
No,
2
thank you,
people looking at
friendly.
you naked? Or,
Um,
okay. Yep.
What the hell just happened?
Well, you're gonna go to a room and get medically naked.
you're going to go to your room. I'm going to give you a medical examination.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out if Joan is right. If it's these bites, then perhaps there's something that either I myself or Frendel could do about it. Then maybe you could get some sleep. Although it sounds like that this is not the case for Mr. Cornelius.
Yeah, Cornelius, did you get bit?
No.
Okay.
Then you can keep your clothes on.
Thank you.
I want to keep my clothes on too. I
I'll
don't
be
know.
in my
I just
room.
Joan,
Abigail.
we'll start with
Yeah.
you,
Start with
yeah.
Joan.
since at least someone here can be an adult.
What the hell? I just don't believe a damn wolf biting me gave me night terrors.
We watched the damn lizard turn people into salt, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure why it's all that much.
Hey, y'all know this shit better than me. Hey, I'm gonna keep my drawers on. How about that? We're gonna come to a compromise. He ain't bite me in my.
Were you bit
my-
on your
my
leg?
pride. Hey, you about to sit out my leg.
Okay, so
See
you're
you right
gonna need,
underneath my ass.
you need to hike your drawers up. You need to get them up there.
You just stay put. I'll start with Joan. I may not even need to bother with you.
Friendly, look where it got me. You see it?
Franklin
Kinda.
gets fully naked in the middle of the lobby to show where he's been bit.
That doesn't look good.
If you're feeling squeamish, I had him put a bit of whiskey in all the coffees. Enjoy.
I will take somebody's coffee. I did not order one. I will drink one anyway.
Well,
That's why.
Have
Thomas bought
Cornelius
one for
run the-
everyone, and
Yeah.
I don't want to call his a spare, right? But he's also just holding it.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
give you the half of
So
half
sounds
of
like
mine
I
that I
get
haven't drank.
3.
Yeah,
Did you-
Doc, you already know you can drink Thomas's drink if you want.
How many drinks did you just get? Because I'm not drinking it.
I got 6. I got one for everybody.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Man.
what I
Okay,
would
so
like
it
to
sounds like Joan and Abby are going up to Joan's room for a little exam. Could
with
you
the
give
whiskeyed
me
with the whiskeyed coffee.
right? Could you give me
One in
a
each hand, both of us.
Girls' night.
nice? Could you give me a healing check, please,
Stephanie.
Abby?
this to a D8 yet, but that's coming. It's 5. I would
Yeah,
re-roll to try to get the raise, but I would risk at that point. I'm risking the,
Yeah,
the
I mean,
critical.
can't tell exactly what it is, but this bite's infected. And Joan's infected with something.
Whatever it is, it's some sort of infection. We can treat that. That should resolve. I mean, that's important to resolve anyway. You don't have a fever at all. Just night fever of some sort. Hold on, let me see what I actually have to do to cure disease.
I can punch the disease out of you.
Thank God.
Wait a mercy monk.
Oh, if
Someone who sense.
if I punch hard enough, that disease won't be a problem no more.
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
1 extra power point
Yep.
on a healing check to neutralize poison or disease. If the poison or disease has a bonus or penalty associated with it, the modifier applies to the skill roll as well.
Hmm.
So if this is like a poison +2 or something like that, or -2.
Well, why don't you roll the die and I'll worry about whatever nonsense may or may not be applied to it.
Okay, this is a weird science check because I am using the healing power.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know that a raise actually changes anything here, but
you won't know for certain until this evening.
Joan
Like
tries to sleep.
that's right. But yeah, things things look a hell of a lot better. That the area of the wound is not showing the signs of infection that tipped you off earlier.
Redness is down, temperature is down. You should be okay. Let me know let me know in the next let me know tomorrow morning if you're feeling any better. I will go give the same to Franklin.
Wonderful. Thank you, Doctor.
I appreciate you making this easy on me. Franklin! Hold still.
Hi.
This is just penicillin.
Ooh.
I hope
my
you're not
hand.
allergic.
Oh, my hand.
Absolutely not, Jab.
I'll hold you.
Oh.
How'd you get in here?
Right. Yeah, in this case, you have even less detail about what's going on because you didn't examine Franklin.
Yep.
You know, it's just the assumption that it's the
Yep.
same thing that affected Joan. But I will say, since that was a success for both of you, Maggie and Oni, please remove both the Night Terror's hindrance and the Berserk Edge from your character sheets.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh God. Oh no.
That would have been amazing,
No.
no.
I was getting ready to
Oh.
use it so bad.
Yeah, I mean, the Berserk Edge is one of those edges that's very cool right up until it's not. Like it's one of those. It's like 80% great and 20% a disaster. All right. Well, congratulations on resolving that little problem and not having to endure vigor rolls against fatigue every night until it was resolved. So kudos to all of you for that.
Also proof Abigail can, in fact, be a professional.
Very nice. Man, if only I wasn't immune to disease, I could have had the Berserker trait for free.
Mm-hmm.
And night terrors.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Yeah, and I mean the trick with the night terrors is just that you would hit the critical mass where it was no longer just affecting the people that had it. Now the entire, like, if the party slept together, the party couldn't sleep. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is no longer an issue.
And with the right drugs.
Right. Yeah. So kudos. Anything else you want to do in Amarillo this morning? Red River Mill, you probably get there just before sundown if you head out.
Sounds good.
Excellent.
What's our way of looking at them from afar? Do we have spyglass, binocs, scopes?
I have a scope.
Yeah, I don't think I saw an equipment like binocular, but those did.
I was going to say, I thought we looked at that last time and realized there's no spyglass. There's no looking glass.
There isn't, but I would count like rifle scope is the same sort of thing. I mean,
Reasonable.
that seems to be the point of the rifle scope. If you can use it for that, you could certainly use it just for looking. Of course, the question is, did you bring the rifle and the scope with you, Mr. Saint?
Oh yeah.
Oh, well then, excellent. So is that the plan, heading out to the Red River Mill?
Getting
Yeah.
close-ish.
Okay.
Close enough to see it, then keep going till we can see it better.
Cornelius, why don't you roll me 2d12 to see what kind of journey this is?
Yeah. Okay, wait, where did that? Okay. Sorry. I was looking for a quick press button.
No problem. Oh. Let me do a little roll here. All right. Yeah, little bit of a early morning drizzle. So the first part of your journey is a little muddy. Let me double check something here. Yeah, okay. But it is not long before y'all make it. I will put you on the map in a second. Right now, I'm just dragging y'all on there. Before you make it to the Red River Mill. Now, I know y'all probably wanted to be a little further away than this. But just so, can everybody see before I keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh wow,
Okay.
there's a whole bar now.
Right. Now that you're on the map, there's a whole bar of stuff.
Yep.
Right. I think you can
Oh,
drag
yeah.
that bar around and move it to different locations on the screen, so it doesn't have to be at the top.
Oh.
But I'm not certain of that.
Yeah, there's like a little lock on the far
Oh.
side.
Oh, you can use it to like quick link powers and shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, we're getting crazy.
So at least at the beginning of this scene, right? We're gonna play little theater of the mind ish, at least in terms of distance, right? You can stop however far away you would like to be stopped and take a look at what is going on here.
Yeah, I think we find like a bluff or something, leading up to it, and find a a grub tree or something to hitch the cart and everything
Mhm.
to. Make sure they have some feed to occupy themselves, and maybe get behind some rocks, climb on our bellies, something like that to
Yeah.
look out, and see what we see. Was it Franklin has the scope? So
Okay.
Franklin, what do you see?
Before we find out what Franklin sees, if everybody could make me a stealth roll at +2. Everybody gets a +2 on this stealth roll, just primarily because of distance. But I just want to see if
And I just upgraded my stuff.
right, I just want to see if any idiot kicks a rock over.
Okay, you don't have to call me out before I roll this. That did not
Straight roll
include the
plus
+2 for
2.
some reason. So that should actually be a 9.
Yeah, no, you guys are fine. Y'all are fine.
Good thing.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are aware of the fact that this might not have cut it if you had just pulled up right next to the facility. right? It's not like you're operating silently, but you're far enough away that no concern. Um, Franklin, why don't you make us a notice roll?
Oh my God, I can totally do that.
Does the scope assist his noticing of
That is
anything?
2-1.
Ooh, it sure doesn't no matter what now.
Ooh, love.
Um, the in an effort, well, let me ask you this question, Franklin. Um, are you using the scope attached to the rifle, or have you removed it from the rifle in order to try and take this look here?
Attached to the rifle.
Attached to the rifle, your finger slips and you fire off a round.
Ooh.
We're all just
Well,
frozen.
fuck.
I just
Not,
got
Yeah.
this gun like a week ago, man.
Yeah,
not
you fucked
ideal.
it. You fucked it. Now what do we do?
Back up, everybody. Just back up,
Back up
Right,
to
and
where?
At least
so
the
that
card, I would hope.
right, just so that if anybody looks this direction, they don't see our heads poking out the horizon.
and I mean, I can tell you what you do see, right? Which, Franklin, you didn't get much of a look through the scope before the accidental discharge, but you see sort of what you see on the map. You see a mill. You don't see anybody roaming around. It looks like this is the front door to the mill proper. Looks like this is a door, sort of a barn door, probably for a carriage. Um, you, I know you can't see it on the VTT map, but on the side of the mill that is facing the water, there is a water wheel. And you see the top of that sort of peeking over the mill. I think that's, you don't see anybody roaming around outside. You don't see any animals outside.
Does that feel strange to anyone else? Wouldn't you expect there to be like sentries or guards or something?
Someone at least
I
looking out the
mean,
window.
unless the whole thing is just flesh jackets at this point.
And
Well,
if
I
they,
mean, even if they were flesh jackets, you'd expect to see somebody out and about, right? It just feels weird.
Or, I mean, responding to the rifle shot.
right, if they have them, they'll be drawn out now for certain. We should consider our plan now. Do we remain here, hope for the best? Do we circle around, do something, or do we wait for nightfall and hope that they become complacent?
I say we go in. We've lost the element of surprise, but sitting around and waiting, I don't think really benefits us at all.
Right.
Okay.
Let's get closer. Let's see if there has been more of a reaction, and then if not, let's get closer.
Um, I would like to try to perhaps find a path to attempt to stealth down. I don't know if anyone wishes to join in that endeavor at all.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Make some stealth rolls. At this point, they're just going to be flat rolls to see if you can find a path. Holy shit. Somebody's blowing up.
Skill stealth.
Fucking creeping.
Bro, we got some fucking creeps going on around here.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be me
Ugh.
that fucks this up?
Yeah, but Joan with the raise, she definitely got her husband. He had no idea.
Oh, I'm the only not success. Shit.
Okay.
I rolled really low, man. I got a D10.
Right. We will say, as a group, right, this is a success, right? So, as you see on the map, right, you can see where the general path is that leads to this structure. Where would you all like to be approaching from?
Is there any means of viewing or accessing on this side?
I mean, you won't know until you get there.
Okay, I understand you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well then, let's. Are we good to move our pieces?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
How
Well,
how deep does this water look?
Yeah, that's real hard to say until you get up close
Yeah.
to the water.
Yeah, fair shot. I just had a thought, like I don't swim, I sink, so like
Uh-huh.
I could walk on the bottom
Uh-huh.
and get to them.
Yeah.
And then what?
Well, get them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then walk out.
I will say, and right now I'm going to give you guys, because of the stealth roll, I'm going to sort of give you guys the opportunity to poke around, at least on this side of the water. If you want to get up to, or certainly if you want to cross the water, we'll have to make some different rolls. But here, you were successful on a stealth roll. As I said, this path is where they would be expecting people to come from, right? And so I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt to try and pick a spot where you sort of want to pick up from after your stealthy descent.
Yeah.
The one
I think
thing
maybe like if we're
Yeah.
thinking about heading this way, like as a group, we're probably heading down this side path then.
Right. And so, a couple things that you notice as you're down here. It doesn't look like there are any windows on this side of the building. So it looks like the only entrances to the building are here and here, right? At least on the front and left side of this building, it looks like those are the only two locations. The other thing that is not unheard of, but is a little unusual, you notice as you get closer to this mill. I think this is common enough knowledge that no one even really needs to make a roll for it, right? But usually the way these structures are built it's just easier to build them this way. They're on the land, right? And they're right next to the water, and the water wheel is extended out into the water. This one, it looks like this rear right corner of the building is actually built over the water.
Mhm. And Adam, you said that there were no windows on this side of the building here, but I can see into something.
Oh, well,
Are
in that
the-
case, there weren't supposed to be, but great, there are. So now there are windows there.
Okay.
Let me see if I screwed anything else up on the map so I can at least. No, it looks. Yeah, I see what you're looking at. That's fine.
Yeah,
We'll
they look
just
like
leave
door
those where they
symbols
are.
to me.
Okay.
As far as like what is being shown to us,
Right.
you know. Do you guys want me to go first in? Do you want me to
Yeah,
go
dude.
through whatever?
Yeah,
it is?
dude.
Okay.
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
use my.
that the scrub that's on the map, is that like scrub that we could conceivably hide on, like right here?
Could you
to
ping that
Abigail's-
again?
To Abigail's right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you can absolutely
door.
hide. Yeah, you
Okay,
can
perfect.
try and hide in there. Yeah, absolutely.
I am absolutely trying to keep an eye on the front door.
Okay.
I did
Okay.
see a token as I passed, but I don't know if Abigail can actually see that far.
I'd like to use my incredible stealth as I barely notice Joan's footsteps and our slightly startled when I see her. To motion me and her like approach this window. Is it ground level? We can look in. Do I have to like boost her? Is it high up?
It is ground level. You can certainly look in it. It doesn't go all the way to the ground. It's probably, 3 feet off the ground would be my guess.
Yeah, kind of like a
Yeah.
standard house
Yep.
window. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll approach and do peeksies in. I see what I see, I imagine.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll add a little color to it. This is clearly a like an attached sort of carriage house. There is no cart or carriage in here currently. There are in the far corner, there are a few sacks of grain that appear busted open.
A place for animals, perchance, but no animals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I turn my head to Joan and just whisper, "I don't see nothing in there. Should we try to get in or check around the back?"
I mean, if there's nothing in there, we might as well try to get in. Do you see a door in the back?
Maybe. I'll see. I don't know how this window is set up, but see if I can just open it from the outside.
Let's find out how that window is set up together.
Yeah, is there any kind of skill check you want me to attempt?
Are you trying to open the window from the outside?
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
you try to get your hands under the bottom or put your hands
Yeah.
against the
Yeah,
glass
go ahead
or
and click
whatever
on
it
it.
is.
And yeah, go
push
ahead and
up.
click on it. See if it opens.
Okay, I need to move my token.
Yeah, that'll be.
I
that'll
can't
be news
interact
to both
with
of
it.
us. Okay, so yeah, apparently it does not open. Painted shut.
Shit. It's a fake. It's an Acme window.
Yeah.
It's actually fake.
When you
I
try
shake.
to open it, a little boxing glove on a spring comes out of it.
Comes out of it. Yeah. Joan, you see me make a few quick attempts at it, and then I look to you and shake my head, and I motion to check the back.
I'll follow you. We'll probably be right back. I don't think there's a door down there, but
Peek my head around the corner. Looks clear. I'll turn and just motion, like I'll put a hand up towards Franklin and Friendly. I'll put just 2 fingers up, and I don't know what you think that means, but that's what I do.
I'll look at Franklin, just give him a nudge.
Grab my gun.
Does it look like there's any footsteps to move beyond the wall here, or is that river, like right up against it?
If you want to scale around this side of the building, there's not a path, so you're gonna have to make like an agility check to sort of walk on the bit of ledge that exists that this wall is built on top of.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me just take a look. Sees as we step up this way. It look the same down here. Doesn't look like there's any entryways in.
Does not look like there's any entryways in. It does look like this back part of the building is built out over the water.
Over the water, yeah.
There are big like pier style pylons driven in that disappear into the water.
Okay.
So a potential way to get in would be to swim under and into the.
We under some kind of structure or dock or something, but could we get in from there
Don't
potentially?
really know. Yeah.
Yeah, don't know unless we like attempt it. I don't see no way in down here, Joan.
Yeah, I think we might be better served just heading back to the doors. If we head into the room that you saw was clear, we can maybe make a soft approach from that side.
Hey, you have any kind of jacket or something? Might be able to pop one of them windows open and maybe make less noise.
She looks down at the layers of clothing. No, I don't think I have anything I can spare.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah, we'll come back around. I'll approach up to this. I imagine this is just the same window here.
Mhm.
As Jonah's moving past, I'll kind of just wave to Franklin and Friendly, and I'll point to Joan, but I'll also point to this window here.
Okay. I think what I'd like everybody to do, we are not in combat, just to be clear, but I think I'd like everybody to draw initiative cards, just so we can make sure everyone gets an opportunity as we're trying to explore this location. We're not going to necessarily do it strictly by, one action, two actions with a penalty and movement and all that sort of stuff, but just a way to make sure everyone gets an opportunity to see what's going on and describe what they're doing as things. Make sense?
Yeah, yeah. You just have to make a combat for us.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think if you just put yourselves into combat there, let me.
You have to have a combat for us to be in combat. Yo, wow, good roll.
I just got a Joker, man.
Did you? Yo.
Friendly, I don't know why you keep. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, it did a weird thing where when I would enter in, it would exit out. Like I somehow clicked it too fast, so I had to like wait a second and let it catch up.
Yeah, no worries. Great. Franklin, what are you doing as you see Thomas and Joan emerge from the rear of the building?
Oh my god. I think that Franklin's go to head towards the side of this building,
Mhm.
right? And I think you go try to do as much from outside because I don't want to go in there. Uh, and I guess I'm just gonna watch over them with my scope as they descend inside. And
Okay.
I know most likely I will be repositioning around the building, but that's my plan.
Yeah, no worries. Excellent. Thomas, what is your plan?
I'd like to use my metal hands and my considerable strength to jam my metal fingers into the bottom wood of this window. I'm imagining it as like a normal house window that slides up. I don't know how old windows work. Jam my fingies in there and then just
Okay.
push up to break whatever lock is keeping it in place. It can't be that strong,
Okay.
is my thoughts.
All right. I think how I'm going to rule on this is as follows. I don't think it's that strong either, right? I don't think that's going to be a difficult breaking whatever has this thing sealed is not going to be the problem for Thomas. I think doing it in such a way that you don't break the glass, right, is the real question. And so I think just a straight agility roll for can you do this in a agile enough way that the window stays intact is what I'm thinking is the best way to resolve that. How's that sound to you?
Sure. Yeah.
Great. Let's see an agility check, please.
Okay. Yo, let's go.
Nice. I feel like this is the first moment that at least any of us realize or have encountered the fact that apparently, in addition to just a body made of metal, the detail that has gone into it include metal fingernails that are just long enough that you are able to pry them between the frame of the window and the window itself. Run them back and forth a couple times to it's literally painted shut. That's what's keeping it there. And you break that lower seal and are able to use some leverage, pry it up, and open that window up. Let me see what's going on here. All right. You should be able to freely move through that now. Let me know whether or not that is the case.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in.
All right. Thomas is in. Anything else for you, Thomas?
I mean, if I can move a little bit further in, I'd like
Yeah,
to, but I
certainly.
mean, that feels like certainly.
Yeah.
There are again door symbols right here.
Yes.
Are they actual doors?
They are actual doors. Those I
Okay.
intentionally placed there. Let's see if they function as doors.
Okay. I will just move up to them, but I will not open them yet.
Great. We will find out at some point in the future, I presume. Friendly.
I will move up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
just up to the wall.
Okay.
I'm just going to try to do a notice to strain to hear if anything responded to what Thomas just did.
Okay. Let's see that roll.
What the fuck?
You can't make it out. You can't make out what they're saying, but you do hear some whispering and some murmuring.
Yeah, I will sort of like click my teeth to Thomas, gently tap on the window pane.
Yeah. My head turns to you.
Yeah, you see the like doing the with the gloved hand, the like talking motion, the like up and down, up and down, up and down. And then point forward.
I will nod my head. Man, I just want to shout. I can't hear you. What are you saying?
All right, spectacular.
do.
Cornelius.
Let's see. Not a very clear sight of Frendel, but I think I'm going to come around to this corner
Mhm.
and look for windows that are open.
Yeah, I think unintentionally this door has windows on either side of it. That let me
Okay.
see. Actually, yeah, you can see there are windows on either side of that door, and what you see is, at least in terms of occupants, is what you see. It looks. It's a pretty sparse room. There's a desk there. Looks like, what might pass for a reception / this is the area they do business at the mill type
Mhm.
thing. But at least from where you are right now, you can't see anybody.
All right. Then I'll intend to make my way back around if I don't see or hear anything.
Sure.
But am I allowed? Would that be my
Yeah.
movement for the turn?
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. We're playing it pretty
Okay.
loose until
Okay. Until
if
it
and
matters.
when anything comes up. This is just to make sure everyone gets a chance to stealth around a little bit, do some investigating.
Okay.
Abigail.
I'm not about to do some investigating. I'm about to just do some, just straight up. I would like to pick up a rock and huck it at the door.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Ted, is your character sheet shaken? Is that ticked off? Because I've been seeing it all session. Whenever you roll, it says this character
Yeah, I
is shaken.
sure am shaken. I don't know why.
Yeah, you should not
might
be.
have
You
been.
can go ahead and remove that.
Yeah.
I right-clicked my sheet and it put me at the end of the initiative tracker. I don't know what happened.
I will change that. There you go.
I unchecked. I think I might have accidentally checked shaken when I was trying to buy my booze.
Yeah.
Yeah, make you're chucking that rock, make an athletics check.
Oh, I'm super good at this. Default skill. Go.
Yeah, you are.
Go gadget, special spine.
Hell yeah.
Do, do,
Hell
do,
yeah,
do,
dude.
do.
Right.
Fucking shot put it.
I mean, you definitely nailed the door. You trying to hit anything specific on or around the door?
I'm just trying to make a loud noise, like trying to movie style, like bring. I did not mean to do that. Bring their attention to the door. Why can't I get rid of this thing that says "C Swade" page 29? Collapse! Damn it! There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Little running man.
You make a big clang. There's a iron handle on the front of the door that you hit, and not only do you hear the entire door shake, but you hear that sort of ping of rock bouncing off of metal. And you wait a few beats, and there's nothing.
Anybody whose I can catch, I just shrug.
Okay. Joan, you are up.
I'm gonna step over here and try to open this door right here.
Yeah, go for it.
And I'm gonna just walk on in.
Incredible.
I'll just wink at Thomas, and that's it for now.
All right.
She's so good at this.
All right, here we go.
I'm so happy to be going last.
Yo, Franklin and Thomas at the beginning again.
Yes, Franklin, you are up, my man.
Oh my god, I did. I'm rolling good initiative when nobody's doing that. Oh my god, I love selling there, but I can probably go circle back around here. Use my 6 pace. There we go. And I'm literally just like watching over the Thomas crew right now.
Okay. You just
So
keep an eye on what's going on in that room. Excellent. What's up, Thomas?
I'm gonna as I watch Joan just she must have lockpicked her way in through the door. she comes in nod at it or make sure she knows I'm watching her, and I'm gonna motion to the door in front of me, and put my finger to my lips in a quiet motion, and I'm gonna I don't know how this door opens or operates, but I'm gonna attempt to slowly crack it open to get a peek on the inside,
Okay.
unless there's like a keyhole or like the door wood is not built correctly and there's a knot hole somewhere in it. You know what I mean?
No, there's no. I mean, what you can tell about this door, there's no lock on it, right? So there's no keyhole. It's solid planks, right, that
Right.
are bound together.
All right. And following Friendly's advice, I'll try to softly creak it open to see what's on the other side.
All right, yeah, open that door.
Okay. Slowly pushing it, peeking. Seeing as I don't see anyone, I'll then continue to open it all the way.
All right.
What kind of room is this?
This, if you didn't know any better, right? This room looks like a butcher shop, right? There just blood, not like fresh blood, but blood that's clearly soaked into things, soaked into this countertop over here, soaked into this countertop that's here, soaked into these stools. Are you walking into the room at all?
Yeah. If I mean, I don't
Okay.
see anything or anyone in
Yeah,
here.
right. I mean, you see what you see, so yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
take
As you walk in, it's not difficult to see. There's like a pile of rocks and chains over in this corner.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a step in, do a
Mhm.
glance around, and then I'll make my way towards the rock and stone.
Cool. Yeah. Anything else for you this turn?
I mean, if I can see if there's anything to see in that pile of rocks, if there is anything to glean from it, I'd like to. But if not, then that's fine as well.
I mean, you've gleaned about all you can glean from it. It's
Cool.
rocks and it's stones and chains.
Yeah. Okay. Heck yeah. I will continue towards the other door, but wait for my fellows.
All right, Cornelius.
Okay. I've heard a lot going on. But I think I'm gonna just follow Joe.
Boot steps in the blood.
If I get to here, okay, that's probably all I can do
Yeah.
at
Again,
this point. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You see the same sort of stuff Thomas saw. There's old blood in this room, and over in this corner, some sizable, heavy rocks and chains. Joan, what's your plan?
I'm gonna open this door, kind of thinking it'll probably go to the same place the other one does,
Okay.
and it doesn't.
It doesn't. And so here's what we're going to do.
Oh shit.
Right. Joan and these two are going to get an opportunity to either make attacks or Joan, if you decide to do something else, you can do that after these two go. And then we're going to redraw because we're going to actually start a combat round. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me see what I got going on here.
Can I make an argument for Frendel and
Mhm.
I to at least get a chance to move or something, since this would all be happening somewhat simultaneously?
Yeah, that sounds perfectly reasonable. I just
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds fine. So long as we all keep in mind that this is happening simultaneously, and so you're
Yeah.
not reacting to the fact that you hear these gunshots going.
Yeah, I was
Correct.
planning to stay at this window since I could see.
Yeah, but
Like,
that's
oh, and then
it's
I
an
was gonna
excellent
hook a thumb.
suggestion. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I was gonna hook a thumb to Abby, being like, they're coming, right? Like,
Right.
now they're coming. We're going in because I
Yeah.
could see Thomas has gone through the other one. I could see
Right.
Joan approaching a door, so I'd just be like hooking a finger, like, come on, come on, come on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was basically just going to head for the front door since I chucked a rock at it.
Okay.
Nobody answered. My plan was to then just follow
Right.
follow the rock.
Gotcha. Perfect. Yeah, Joan, one shot in your direction with it goes wide and over your shoulder. Let me make sure I'm still. Yeah, great. Another shot hits the door jamb right next to you, and some splinters of wood spray into your face, but no damage. What would you like to do?
Joan's gonna reach and pull a little like charm bracelet, just rip it off of her. That's got just like little teeth, like animal teeth, and
Mhm.
chuck it in the room. And I'm using the havoc power.
No.
Okay.
This is my
For
first time to use a power.
right for everyone else, and definitely not me, because I certainly know what's going on in this game. Why don't you explain what Havoc does?
So Joan scatters these animal teeth, and they crumble, and then these like black, purplish, smoky like spirits start flitting around the room, just chucking, upturning these beds and throwing these people around, and just creating just a chaos in this space.
Spectacular. Let's see that roll. The one thing to note before you make the roll is for the rest of the day, since you had night terrors last night, and I believe faith is a spirit roll, you do have a -1.
Okay. Let's see.
Got it. So, looking up the spell.
I'm looking for a -1 modifier.
I think
There's
you
stuff
can
right
use
above the
it.
chat. There's like the
Yeah.
little trait roll modifiers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa!
That had a huge
Oh.
effect, apparently.
Okay, so let me read this power.
Had nightmares
again.
and about to make it everyone else's problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyone touched by the template is distracted and must then make a strength roll at a -2 because of the raise.
Okay.
Those who fail just get thrown backwards.
Yeah, into a wall, hopefully.
All right. Let me make some rolls here. I can do that. That's fine. Okay, that's awful. Let's try that again for the other guy. Okay.
So they are at a -2 because it was a raise.
Yeah. I'm just rolling damage for one of these guys right now. This guy, gets knocked back against the bed frame here, and
I like seeing the mystery die.
Mm-hmm.
and is let me find the right. Oh, interesting. It's not going to let me do that. Right. Is unconscious.
Yeah, let's go.
Just knock that dude right the fuck out. He had a real
Right,
Damn,
bad
and then
time.
Joan.
Joan is just gonna tuck over into this corner out of the
Okay.
way. And that's
Spectacular.
it.
Abigail, you are up.
Guess it's time to go busting through a door.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and take the I guess not a minor. I'm gonna dash because I don't know how much speed
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna-
don't even have to worry about that because technically this is still one of the this is still in the round where we're not playing by those rules. So like, be cool is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You could if the point is you want to go busting through that door, great, bust through the door
Yeah.
and you'll start in that room.
Okay. 6 would get me through.
Well-
I collided with something.
Well, here, let me move you. What I'm going to say is you'll see once you get in there, you can get to here because to get further, you'd have to manipulate other stuff.
Oh, okay.
Make sense?
Okay. I see the doors. I have to zoom way in.
Yeah. Yeah. They're tiny looking things.
Okay. Can I at least get to that other door?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
That would be 5 squares, and then
Great.
I guess I'm opening another door.
Right. And actually, you know what? If you want to open that door now so you can see what's going on in there, how about that?
Oh,
Okay. Friendly, you're up.
Okay.
Hold
think-
on, before we go
Yeah.
further, Adam, you said you wanted to like re-roll into initiative.
I did, but then Ted made the good point, which I agreed with, which was that we should at least get to the end of this round so that he and Friendly could get their turn, since this is all supposed to be the whole point of this was that this was happening simultaneously.
Yeah. I just thought they
Mhm.
already did their moves for that. That's all. That's all. I
Oh,
just
no,
wanna
they
make sure,
hadn't.
like,
Yeah.
if we needed to roll, that we were
Yeah,
doing
I'm not.
that.
I'm not doing much. I'm just walking
Yeah.
around and then walking to here because I could see Abby running, so that just means I need
No,
to
I'm-
move a little.
Yeah, Abigail and
I
Friendly
was
had not
more-
done that on this turn.
yeah. It was less running and more just walking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Okay. I am going to send us into the next round of combat and give everyone a moment to figure out, did that seriously just fucking happen?
Okay.
God damn it. I'll let you all discuss how you're going to murder my poor fools here while I go deal with this cat who's trying to rip the skin off my leg. What do you want, monster?
I love the just what? Ugh.
That was a
Nice.
big first power, Joan. Big
Yeah.
first power. Very cool.
Yeah, it felt good.
Like that. Abigail gets in here, opens the door just in time to see thump, thump. Oh. At least I'm assuming this guy on the right side is the guy that you knocked unconscious. I don't actually see you. So
Yeah, I was in the door, but yeah, that guy over there looks like he's the one that's got the red marker on him. Let me put myself back.
Yeah, I mean, you entered that room. You might even still see the teeth tumbling around on the floor as that one dude on the right side of the room smashes the back of his head against the frame of these bunk beds and is just crumpled on the ground at this point. And with that, if everyone is ready, Abigail, what's up?
The other person is still conscious, however.
Correct.
Okay. Then I am going to go ahead and with... Where did my sheet go? Oh, God. Oh, God. What's going on? I am just going to try to stun this individual.
Okay.
Excuse me. I am just using one action to bust out my weird injector. Not quite injector, but the gun I use.
Uh-huh.
And I just need to activate. It's just the one guy who did not target. There it goes. Whoop. Ooh, that's a failure.
Yeah, that is not going to get it
I'll,
done.
I'll spend a penny.
Cool.
Screw it. I'll still fail with the exact same roll. All right, that's it.
Yeah, the injector is on a dead course for the side of his neck, but unfortunately, there's a post to this bunk bed in between you and him, and the injector is sticking out that post right now. Friendly, what is your plan as you hear this pretty loud ruckus coming from that room next to Joan?
I am just going to move and get a better look because I still don't know really what the fuck is going on.
Okay.
Okay. Yep, that'll be all I do. Actually, I'll at this point, no reason not to. Everything's been kicked off. I'll yell to Thomas and just say, "Over here!"
Okay. Anything else for you?
Nope.
Joan, you are up.
Okay, I'll head back into here, and I'm just gonna take a shot at that guy with my pistol.
Okay. Good Lord. Yeah, roll them damage.
Guess I should have had him targeted.
Well, targeting him now isn't really going to do anybody any good.
Yeah.
Dead.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ, Joan.
They startled me. What? I'm sorry. I didn't.
They startle me as I walk in, fanning the
I rescind my offer to allow you to change to voodooist. Franklin. Are you with us, Oni? You are on mute if you are.
My bad.
No worries. No worries. No worries.
Let's see. I don't want to necessarily come from there. I think I want to move around to here. See if I can see something. There's no windows here. I'm gonna die.
Okay, not a problem this time. But remember, in the future,
I
you
got
need
it.
to say all that right up top.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna
Roll
dash.
roll that roll that d6 for us, and let's see how far you can
Watch
run.
this.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
God,
Big
that's
6.
And then we come right here. Oh, that's perfect.
Excellent. Anything else for you?
I just have my gun. And I'm ready
Yeah.
to go.
Gotcha. Cornelius.
All right. Let's uh uh let's walk around to see our friends, and upon seeing someone we can target, attacking once using one
The
action.
only person to target in here is unconscious. The other person is dead.
If he is just unconscious, then that seems valuable. Then I think that means I don't have anything to do this turn since I can't see anyone to target helpfully, so I will step out of the way for the next
Okay.
person to sprint by.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see who is up right now. Okay. Well, yeah. Thomas, you are up.
Okay. I hear gunshots going off, and there's allies coming and going. There's I know more are near Joan than I am. So not that I know she's in trouble, but I know that's who I think that's who I care about, my friend. But she'll be in good company. So as I hear the bullets go, the free action is just crack this door wide open.
Okay.
And then I want to I'm just going for the first person I see.
Okay.
So I'm
go ahead and
going
crack
in.
that door because it won't be long before you see somebody. So go for it.
Yeah. Crack the door. I run in. First person I see is gonna get the old one too.
You're right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Door open. Kind of do like one quick swipe to bat their hand if they have a gun or weapon away. And then
I'm making the
fast...
assumption that that's for color.
For color, yeah. Because
great.
otherwise, I'd be talking about distracting or disarming them. Okay, cool. It's 2 punches I can do. So it's 2 actions, but with two-fisted and ambidextrous, there's no penalties to either one. Okay, a 10.
Boy, yeah, make sure you roll that damage with the extra die.
I am. Okay, an 8. They get another anyway.
Okay. Or do you have them targeted? Oh boy.
Sorry, I don't have them targeted.
Look, I mean, go ahead and roll that damage, but it doesn't matter at this point.
I will. Yeah, just a casual 24 points of damage to him.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I am looking to knock them unconscious.
Sure.
Okay. Right. I mean,
With how many pieces of his skull?
Right. I'll allow it this time, but you should probably say that beforehand. Going forward.
I will endeavor to do that. Thomas's motto is always he never has killed anybody in this game, right?
Okay.
He has always been knocking people out.
Gotcha.
But I will endeavor to be clear about it. Thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, this guy's unconscious. Excellent. Oh well, and of course, turn.
I just turn around and just look at the other guy and raise both fists.
Okay, let's go to the next round. Oh, awesome.
Ah.
Um. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think what this guy's going to do. 2. Before I do this, let me just explain what you see in here, Thomas. Right, this square, you don't see any milling equipment whatsoever. Right, this square in the center, right, is a hole in the floor. Right, and this
Mhm.
contraption that you see here, right, is a big, thick chain on a wheel. And there's a set of gears. There's 2 sets of gears, actually, that will attach that chain to the water wheel. So when engaged, it's not difficult to tell. It's either to pull stuff up or to pull stuff or to lower things down. Make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. With that description, this gentleman will 1, 2, and take a header down the well. And Thomas, you hear a splash. Let me find out if I just killed this guy.
What?
God damn it. Yeah, you don't hear anything else.
Okay. Hey, he jumped down and splashed. He survived. There's water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the rules.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guess what, everybody? That's the end of that.
I was gonna jump in after.
I mean, you certainly can, right? But at least for the time being, there's no reason to remain in any sort of initiative order. I mean, if you'd like, right, we can reestablish that just so we can make sure everybody's got turns. There are 2 dead bodies that you know about, one one unconscious body, and one body that has jumped through this hole in the ground, and you hear this big splash. Who's doing what?
I just step up to the like
Mm-hmm.
edge and just look down, see what happened to my man.
Yeah, he is. Make me a notice roll, actually.
Yeah, sure. A 4.
Yeah, floating face down in the water. Strangely, there's like from his what appears to be like his left like duster, the left pocket of his duster, right? A lot of fizzing and bubbling going on. And the body is slowly moving down in that direction with the current. It hasn't moved quite yet. You can also see there's a rowboat down there that's chained up to something.
Mhm.
And looks like there's a couple more heavy rocks and some chains in that rowboat.
Can I ask a question?
Certainly.
Is is the fizzing reminiscent of like I forget the name of it, but like it's the burning fuse of dynamite. I have close up experience with dynamite.
It is right. It is not at all like the burning fuse at dynamite.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
it looks like somebody just blowing bubbles really, really fast.
Yeah. All right. It also just reminds me I was gonna buy secret dynamite, but I forgot. I forgot to buy dynamite.
Right.
I'll just turn my head to look at Friendle and say he jumped.
But well, hey, is he? Hey, he dead or what?
I think so. Take a look.
Dead. Hey everyone.
That's a mangled body.
Yeah.
There's some
Hey,
shit.
y'all got
here.
some rope. Y'all, can we? Is somebody down here to tie up?
Huh? You mean that guy? I think he's dead.
There's a guy in this room that has just been knocked unconscious.
We can just tie him up in the bed sheets.
Okay, well, thank you. Abby and I've got it. You fellas have been a wonderful help.
That just came to Abigail. She has no experience with anything like that.
She delivers it deadpan and completely like it's
Yeah.
a normal thing to say.
Joan and
Uh,
Abigail start pulling the bed sheets apart and tying this guy up with them.
I would also, prior to that, like to check them both to see if either one is wearing a flesh jacket.
mhm.
Yeah, easy to determine, particularly now that they're not fighting back. No flesh jackets on either of these two individuals.
Ah, excellent. We might actually get some answers out of them. I'll start
Adam,
cutting the bed sheets into strips to tie him up.
Excellent. Yeah.
the rocks and chains in the other room
Mhm.
are there chains enough that look like they could actually like secure the unconscious person that the person I knocked out? Are they
Yeah,
like
yeah, absolutely.
yeah? Okay.
Absolutely.
I'll after Friendly and I just are watching this guy down there. I'll say I saw some chains in the previous room. I'm gonna tie up our friend here.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh.
And my apologies. There are two unconscious people. One person in the room with Thomas and Friendly, one person in the room with Joan and Abigail. There's a dead body in the room with Joan and Abigail, and there's a fourth individual that jumped down this hole in the ground.
What the fuck
Is
is
the
this?
I'm sorry. I was interrupted.
I expect this was a way station for killing people. I imagine that this was built over the water so that they could simply put some of those chains around them, throw them in. I'm the only one that has this idea. Okay, clearly there's something wrong with me.
Well, it is also just a mill already.
Hmm.
Um, we could send someone down to take a look.
Well, and
A-
I will volunteer this. Friendly and Thomas would know this already. It turns out there's nothing in this building that you can mill anything with. You would expect it to be in this room, which the water wheel is attached to. You would expect to see grinding stones attached to the water wheel. There are no grinding stones in this building. There is this empty hole over the water.
You also
Okay.
typically would not expect to see blood all over the floor
Right.
of a mill.
Yeah. Right. Well, we know they've been in here for a bit, but now we have a more certainty that this
Mhm.
place was made
Mhm.
to be a building for them, not a repurposed mill.
Any smell of vinegar?
No smell of vinegar.
so my guy is not flesh jacketed either. Then
Your guy is not a flesh jacket.
All right, we should probably be thinking about what kind of questions we want to be asking. And we should start with the living folks.
Do you
Are
end
we
with
going
the
to ask
dead
the
folks?
dead ones?
Well, if we have to. Prefer not to.
Can you do that?
No, but I know someone who can, and it would not be preferable to have to ask. So, like I said, we should be thinking about what we'd like to be asking and start with the living ones.
All right.
Hmm.
We'll pry into
Cornelius,
that.
you think you could, or something friendly, you think you could figure out how to operate this thing and lower me down?
I stare at it blankly for a second. Yeah, sure. Hey, Abby,
Yes,
do you know how to work this basic machine?
maybe. That's a very. Joan, I'll be right back. I need to see what my brother is talking about.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, so here's the deal. It's a thing what goes up and down, and it's
Yep.
got a mill over there.
Mhm.
Yeah, how does it work? Or how does it work? That's not relevant. We need to let Thomas get down in there and get back
Yeah.
up.
I imagine you use these levers over here.
Yeah, I'll just let you know, right? It's a lever. Right? It's a lever with 3 positions. There's a neutral position
Well,
and 2 other positions. One will engage it to bring the chain up. One will engage it to bring the chain down. That's it.
Abby says nothing as she just does the operation.
Right.
Okay, in my defense, I was looking at the hole, like the
Judging you, Frendel. I promise you I'm not. You know I wouldn't
Mhm.
do that.
Okay, Thomas, you ready?
I leap onto the chain.
Okay. What would we like to resolve first? Do we want to resolve Friendly, Lower, and Thomas down here, or do we want to do some questioning first?
Let's let them explore first.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it easy enough to the work of the water wheel is doing all of the lifting here. So lowering Thomas down is not a problem. When you get down there, Thomas, you see this individual who has floated down a little bit at this point. His foot is caught on a rowboat that is tied to one of the pylons down here. Also in the pylon is a it looks like it's a suit in the shape of a human being, right? Make me a either a common knowledge or a science check to see if you can determine what this thing is. It's got a big hose attached to it. There's a box attached to the hose.
Mm.
You saw an advertisement for one of these things in the Tombstone Tatler, right? This is a contraption that a person can climb into, and it's supposed to allow them to breathe underwater. You need somebody operating this big box here with a lever on it. Looks like a bellows, right? And that sends air through this big hose, and then whoever's in the suit can breathe underwater without any difficulty.
Oh. Do you still need me to make a roll? Because it sounds like you explained to me what it is I'm looking at.
I looked at the notice roll. It's fine. Like, it's not that big a deal. Yeah,
Okay.
you know what it is. Yeah, make the
Okay.
roll anyway, just for the hell of it, just
Yeah.
so I can see.
I read it in the Tombstone Tatler.
Yeah, you read it in the Tatler. Great.
Yeah. Okay, so I see a diving suit of some kind, a
Mhm.
fantastical contraption, and a rowboat.
Right.
This guy.
This guy, and you still see some It's not as strong as it was when you first looked down here, but you see a little bit of fizzing coming from the left pocket of his jacket.
Yeah, it's so weird. I'm gonna just grab hold of this guy and then wave or yank the chain for them to pull me up. I'm gonna
Okay.
bring him up with us.
Yeah.
I'll just
Again,
flop him up top.
yeah, not a problem. All right, so let's put him top. I'll put him over here.
There's a diving contraption of some kind. What makes you breathe underwater?
Oh,
For
That's curious.
starting stuff under the river.
I don't know. We're downriver. It seems they probably get shipments or something on this water. Or maybe there's something even deeper below. Hard to tell.
I mean, do we want to head down there and try to explore? I mean, Thomas, you don't need to breathe. We could put somebody in the suit, and I think I'd be able to get myself underwater as well, and we could explore down there.
I am deathly curious what they were doing down there. Yes.
You'd be interested in that contraption anyway. Before that, though, this guy was bubbling. Can I check to see what was in that pocket?
Yeah, absolutely. You pull out a jar that has been cracked, that has a label on it that reads Captain Nemo's solidified air tablets.
Oh,
There's like candy here.
what?
Had a little jar of candy on him. There you are. I don't partake.
Yeah, holding up and like you said, how much water got into it? It cracked, right?
I mean, it's hard to say at this point. There are no tablets left in it,
Yeah.
right? And it's hard to say how much water got into it because he's now been hauled out of the water, so how much water is drained out of it. But I mean, there's nothing usable left in the
Yeah.
bottle.
Have you ever heard of these, Abby? Air tablet candy things?
Anyone who would like a weird science roll would work.
Sure would.
Anybody else? Going once?
No.
Going twice? Yeah. Abby, these are marketed under a bunch of different brands. You put one between your cheek and gum, and the moisture turns this solid back into a gas, and allows you to breathe underwater for 10 minutes.
I imagine it was some sort of emergency preparedness in case the contraption went wrong. Check the others. Maybe one of them has more in case things go wrong. We are going down there. It seems worth a shot.
I'll start looking. Maybe now's a good time to let y'all know that I can't swim for nothing. So if we're planning on going underwater, best maybe me not following might not help.
Noted.
No tablets to be found. $22.50, however, is found.
All right. Cash. I'll put it in my inventory with the intention of sharing it. If people need money.
Roll me a notice check, Cornelius.
Sure.
Cool. As you're emptying out this dead guy's pockets, just rustling him around, his hat falls off, and a piece of paper falls out of the inside of the hat that just reads Jefferson Stacy Smith.
Okay. Sorry, we knew other Jeffersons, so I'm gonna. Now I gotta look back through my notes. I'll present that to everybody. Maybe I'm misremembering. Okay, no, okay. Joseph Fredrickson. Okay, yeah, that's what I was looking for.
You figure that's his name?
Probably is, but Jefferson Stacy Smith. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there any sort of like regular tradition that people have of carrying names in their hats? I've seen people like put put their name in their hat, but not on a piece of paper. So I'm interested.
Yeah, make me a common knowledge roll.
Yeesh. You know
Yeah,
what? I'll roll a Benny for that.
okay.
Big
Okay.
brain.
Yeah, I mean, I would say with that, you are pretty certain that short of someone putting their name in their hat so someone else doesn't steal it, right? There's no tradition or circumstance or mythology that you're familiar with that involves putting a name in your hat, keeping it
All right.
there.
So this is definitely a note meant to be kept private.
I mean, that's your conclusion to draw, but
Right.
you're pretty confident that there's not some larger meaning to this. It's not part
Right.
of some tradition, right?
Yeah.
The closest thing that you can think of to that is, I don't know, if this guy comes from a place where everybody wears the same fucking hat, maybe that might be a reason. But short of that, there's no common reason to do this.
Okay.
You're pretty confident of that.
All right.
Where's Kane? Franklin, sorry. It's hard to. I like Saint personally.
He just over there.
Saint, you recognize any of these people?
We can look for their mark, the brand.
Good call.
Yeah, I won't make anybody roll for this. They are all branded. Similarly, I won't make Franklin roll. Would not recognize any of these four.
No. Nah, I don't know these boys.
Well, y'all decide what to do with the living. I'm gonna move the dead in the blood room.
I will drag them in there for you.
I will give you a hand. I want to look through. Now that this guy's tied up, I want to look through there, see if there's anything significant.
Oh, whoops. No, that's the unconscious guy.
He's running away.
That's the dead guy. Yeah.
He's harrowed. Oh God! Everybody run!
Which room do you want to look through, Abby?
I am going through the room that is covered in blood.
Okay, let me move you into that room. Make life easy. It is pretty sparse in here. It's not so much that it's covered in blood. It's just that like this countertop down here, these stools over here. And you would know better than any, like everyone would make the assumption that, oh, that's not fresh blood. You're looking at it and it's like, oh, like that's soaked in there a long time. Like
This
there was
perhaps
some
their
bloody
operation.
business done in here, right? But not yesterday.
Yeah.
And let me move this guy right about here. Yeah, pile of rather sizable rocks and a significant amount of chain. What do you say we take 15 minutes here and you guys can decide what the next step is? Sound like a plan?
Mhm.
Sure.
So what is the plan here, folks?
I think it would be cool to see what we can discover ourselves under the water. Um, uh, but realistically, it might be safer to try interrogating first. Um,
I think interrogating first is a good idea. Brendel, do you want to do the questioning, or suppose I could tag team it? I can assist you.
You want me to be the good guy?
I generally play the shrewd pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
can friendly play a bad guy?
Oh, hold on. Make sure they're in different rooms.
They are currently in different rooms.
Oh,
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pretend that the other one told us everything we want to know. We're just confirming, and we'll know if he's lying.
Yeah, I'm sure that tactic works very well. You lead, I'll follow.
I guess we got one down here and one over there, so we'll do the one down here first. In the blood room. Feels more evocative.
Blood
Right
room
now,
has dead bodies in it.
right?
Okay, these are bodies.
Yeah.
In the upper room.
So there's
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
guy
there we
right
go.
here,
the
and then the
room.
guy up here.
We'll do
I'm
this
just hanging
guy.
out on the bed.
I'll like reach out, kind of like gently wrap the side of his head.
Oh, I'm not. Wait, what? He's wrestling. What? Well, I'm all tired of. Y'all get out of here.
Well, that's not gonna happen, my friend. My name's Friendly. I'm probably your best chance of getting out of here with all your parts intact and feeling okay about things. But in order for that to work out, we're gonna need you to answer all the questions we have.
We've already interrogated a couple of your buddies, so we're just making sure that everyone's got the same story. Why don't you tell us what this place here is actually being used for?
Yeah. Well, why don't you get fucked?
All right. So here's the problem you're gonna have pretty shortly. Uh, I am not necessarily condoning torture on this endeavor. Um, I rather abhor it actually. So probably what's gonna really happen is that man over there, I'm gonna point to Kane, is gonna take a gun and shoot you with it. Because there's gonna be a whole negotiation beforehand where we go back and forth and back and forth on what to do about you and with you. And then he's gonna shoot you, and I'm gonna say, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that. That's a shame." And then you'll be dead. I'll feel a little sad about it because I think we could have come to a better arrangement, but that's where we're currently at, just so you know the state of things, right? So you can talk to us and be, mighty helpful, and we'll figure out what we're doing here, figure out what is going on with you personally.
Great. Then we're agreed. He should shoot me in the head.
You don't want to talk to us at all? You don't want to, not even a little.
If you think that anything that you do to me is worse than what'll be done if I start yapping, then you got no idea what you're up against.
All right. Well, that was try 1. Try 2 is my sister has a thing that makes things scream till they die. So we could try that too. I'd prefer we didn't, honestly, because again, fucking horrific.
Yeah. Sounds pretty bad.
Okay.
Hey, Abby.
Yes.
Okay.
Man, come on over here. We got an unruly patient.
Okay. Am I sedating him? Am I removing things? What's the plan?
Um, if I could have, I've got something I'd like to try if you don't mind.
Yeah. I'll just go get my tools ready.
Okay.
Thomas, I'm gonna need the extra large doctor bag, please.
Joan is going to just pull a coin out of her bag and
Mhm.
flip it and catch it and start like moving it between her fingers. And I'm using Fury of the Petroloa,
Okay.
specifically the Marionette of the Dry Arms, and um, let me see. The effects of this. So while I'm possessed in this way, I have the mean hindrance. But
Okay.
what my goal here is I want to just punch this guy without the intent to do a lot of damage, but just in an intimidation, because anyone that's struck by me is shown ghostly, horrific images transposed over me and screaming mad fury and obscenities and. So I'm trying
Mm.
to use this terrifying power to intimidate.
Okay, I'm a little confused, right, as
Mhm.
to what the plan is here, right? Um you're I understand you're going to use this power, the Fury of the Petroloa, right, to try and intimidate them. Is
Yeah.
that
So
accurate?
yeah, the power invites a spirit to possess me, and this
Mhm.
particular spirit makes it to where my melee attacks are more powerful and also have a horrific terror effect attached to them. And so I just want to like, okay, you're not talking. I'm gonna slap him and try to just scare
Okay,
the piss out of this guy.
just so I can like I know you're not
Yeah,
necessarily using this verbatim, but which Petroloa, right? Are you so I can
the
read the text?
Marionette of the Dry Arms. Watch
Gotcha.
Edge. Yeah,
Gotcha. Uh
it's more of a combat thing, but I'm just trying to
I
use
gotcha. I mean
the spooky bit of it.
okay, I think in the sake of keeping things going, like I don't know that you can use this non-lethally, but we'll say for
Mhm.
the sake of this attempt, sure. Let's see what happens.
So could I just make like an intimidation roll? Or
Um well, I mean, it starts with an attack roll, right?
yeah, I
So we got to
suppose
see
so.
if the attack roll hits.
Okay.
If he's bound currently, he's vulnerable, so you'll have +2 to your attack.
Boom.
Am I forgetting how to target this guy? Is it alt click or?
You can hit
It,
T, like if you select him
yeah.
and hit T, that's
Okay.
target.
Okay.
T for target.
All right, let's. Um, Great. So you've definitely knocked this individual unconscious. Let's see. What else? Oh, good lord.
If they're not dead, which I hope they're not, because I'm not trying to kill them.
Yeah,
I would like to follow it up with. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, they're not dead, but you have knocked them unconscious again.
Okay. Can I just I'll go ahead and heal them and bring them back to consciousness.
Yeah, you do, and they're screaming in terror as soon as they regain consciousness.
All right, son, I'm going to need you to listen to me, right? I'm tired of hearing you tell me about what you're scared somebody else is going to do to you if you don't do what I'm telling you to. I need you to tell me what's going on here. I want to hear it, and I don't want to hear you bitching and moaning and complaining anymore.
The whole time he is screaming in terror.
Okay, I might have broken this one, fellas.
I mean, if he's gonna keep screaming, we can go wake up the other one. Also, what was that? Did you do there?
None of your business.
Okay, sure.
Just mechanically, he rolled a 21 on the fear table. And just to be clear, a 22 is a fatal heart attack.
Oh, so he's just screaming. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 20-sided die, right? But there's a +2 to it because of the nature of the fear in this particular case. And yeah, you almost just flat out killed him.
I'll work on toning it down.
Yeah, I'll stay here and be a calming influence since my strategy didn't work at all.
Is the one down here the
y-
other
That is the other one
unconscious?
that is unconscious, correct?
Okay, I'm going to just quietly walk over to him and grab him by his face and gently shake him awake so that he can hear the yelling. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to kind of stand creepily
Okay.
over him and let that happen.
Yeah, his eyes go wide and he starts giggling.
I'll turn back to Joan and kind of take a step back over this way.
So, your friend in there, he was a little too terrified by what I showed him to get to um, tell me what I was hoping to hear. We're waiting on him to calm down. I'm hoping that you don't have to get to his point before you're helpful.
It doesn't matter. You can't stop it.
Then you wouldn't mind telling me if I can't stop it.
We're just farmers, simple farmers.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that this terrible train of fate has laid you to this place, but tell us what's going on, and we can see where it goes from there. I'm not trying to get you to save the world with me right here.
They send us the seeds, we plant the seeds. Then they send more seeds.
What kind of seeds? Where are you planting them?
Points down.
Just in the water?
Where else would we put them?
I guess you got me there. You know more about seeds than I do. You're a farmer.
Who's sending you these seeds?
They come in the carriage. We unload the carriage and plant the seeds.
You chit chat with the carriage driver any? Where's the carriage coming from? Anything?
I just play my part.
Mhm, mhm, mm. Max, you're muted.
How long is it supposed to be till more seeds are supposed to be here?
Oh, I don't know. We stay here. We work when the seeds show up.
And what were they offering you?
We get to help. We get to help realize the great work. Nothing can stop it. You can't stop it.
Great work. That sounds very interesting. Can you tell me more about what that is?
Oh, if you don't know, you'll find out.
I mean, I'd find out a lot quicker if you told me.
You'd find out even quicker if you volunteered.
Well, now I've volunteered for a lot of things without knowing, and that's bit me in the ass too many times. Just give me some hints. Give me just some tantalize me a little bit.
Huh. We're farmers. What do farmers do?
Okay, so it's kind of like finding bliss and being the cog in the universe that you are. And
The fuck are
is
you
this like a
talking about?
religious
Farmers
movement,
grow
or
things.
One of you here in charge of the others, you all equal partners.
I don't. I mean, I do as I'm told. I don't know where the others are.
Told by who?
Oh, told by my boss. He's around here somewhere, or was.
Which one is he?
There's no real way for him to tell you without actually
Hair
he'll
color.
right he'll describe a person, right? It's the person whose hat you knocked off and found that name in.
Okay. Was that the dead fellow, or was that the other?
That's a dead
the
guy.
now mad one. Okay. All right. Jefferson Stacy Smith. I'll go and try and find the bottle,
Mhm.
which I think is in here, right?
Yeah, I mean it's this guy. It's not. Yeah.
Okay. Cornelius is going to roll his head on his shoulders and begin sort of cracking his knuckles and joints. And I'm gonna make a deal with the devil.
Okay.
Which starts
What?
by me spending a Benny. That's the first step. That's all
Right.
I recall immediately.
Yeah. What power
What is my
is it?
stated?
Yeah, that you're trying to use.
Yes. I would like to use divination. Which is
Okay.
essentially speak with dead / contact greater beings kind of thing.
Okay.
This will give you the opportunity to choose whether I speak to my buddy or the ghost of this fella. So either thing.
Okay.
Or I guess there's other options, but yeah.
Let's describe what this looks like for a second. To everyone else, this is a split second in time where Cornelius appears to be a little bit out of it.
Similar to what Abigail has seen before. Of Cornelius, like going
Zoning
distant
out.
for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sort of. Although, I think in terms of intensity or perhaps distance, that Cornelius seems to be out of it, or he seems even further away than normal. Right. Almost as if the physical presence takes on sort of that like that shimmer that you see when you look at something in extreme heat. You know, you might see that sort of wispiness coming off the blacktop, or if you've been out in the desert, off of the desert. And Cornelius's form takes that on just a bit. Cornelius, you, on the other hand, see the room you're in almost go like ethereal, and matching that form is an individual standing behind a poker table who says, "Oh, well, Master Cox, it's lovely to see you again. Interested in a quick hand, are you?"
Interested may be a generous term, but prepared.
Very well. Let's try a test of skill then. Make me that gambling check so we can see if you're getting any extra cards here.
Yeah. I'm checking all of my shit to make sure I'm in the right way about it. Okay. All right. So I'll make the gambling roll and I will get a free re-roll. Oh, I haven't spent my first penny yet. One sec. There we go. Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
do
you're
that
probably going to
again.
want to do that again.
Holy hell. Let's check a couple things here. Da, 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 da. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I am more nervous than I want to be, and I can like in my physical body feel other people in the room.
Mhm.
Um, I'm reading it over again. Do I have the opportunity to spend another Benny at this roll? I'm not.
I believe
It
that
doesn't.
you do, right?
Mhm.
I'll double check that afterwards, but I'm pretty sure as long as it's not a critical failure that you do.
Yeah. All it says is no cheating on the roll,
Right.
and that is not what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah, why not? This is the first time I'm doing this.
Yeah.
If I will continue to fail, so be it. There it is.
Okay. So here we go. You get, as a result of nothing better on your gambling check, you get no extra cards. So you're only getting 5 cards to make a poker hand with.
Mhm.
Right. Whoops, that went to the wrong place. Let me try this again. Oops.
Is it the dealing with the devil hand?
It was, but I had checked the wrong thing. So there we go. Wow, that's way too many. Let me reset that. Why did that happen? That's super weird. Oh, that's probably why. Okay, there you go. There's your 5 cards.
Could I be seeing something?
Yeah, I mean,
I've opened the dealing with the devil hand, and there
Mhm.
is 5 cards in there.
That-
Is
right.
that
Those
okay?
right, those are your 5 cards, right? The good news, not a lot of good news here, but some good news is that the jokers are wild.
Uh-huh. Yep.
You have a hand for me?
I am still having. I'm sorry. I'm still reading.
No worries.
Okay. I do have a hand.
Okay, what's the hand?
It is just a pair.
Okay. Excellent. So, you lay your cards out on the table in front of you. Your friend says, "Oh, well, Master Cox, terribly sorry. Perhaps you'll have better luck next time. Still, there's always a chance." Right? Okay, you still get an opportunity to cast the spell, right?
Mhm.
Divination is a seasoned spell, so that's -2 for being a rank higher than you are currently. In addition, right, your hand got you 3 power points, which means you're 2 power points short. So that's -1 for each power point you're short, right? So
Mhm.
you can try and cast this divination spell to speak to the dead or get information about this individual.
Mhm.
But it's going to be at a -4.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Fucking
So
try it.
yeah, let's see that spellcasting roll and just put a -4 on it, and let's see what happens.
Yeah. -4. And I can only maybe do better than that. I'm gonna use my last Benny for this. Just
Great, yeah, let's see it.
yeah. Oh, it's this button. Ah.
Yeah. Those of you.
Well, did you get a 1 on both?
I got a 4, but it was a -4, so yeah.
I will seeing like what does it look like from the back as we like see you? Like, are you clearly trying to cast magic or?
I'm probably like. It takes a full minute to cast this spell, so it is the case that I am sitting here fumbling with something like in my hands and literally sweating. But the time in my a moment ago is brief, so I don't know.
Yeah, like rounding the corner, I will use, if I can, common bond to throw you, Benny. All you got to do is be able to hear me as like I round the corner and see like Cornelius, like, sort of like shuddering on the ground and say, "Hey, just take a deep breath and you should be fine." I think internally you have like a brief moment of just everything goes unnaturally still for just a hair.
I do like
But
it
yeah,
that Friendly's sending the penny over is essentially, yo, chill the fuck out.
yeah, like it looks like you're
Uh,
really tortured on it. I
right.
think you
Yeah,
could
ta-
you could just
right.
pull back off the throttle a little.
Yeah, talk about gripping it too tight, man. Holy moly.
But yeah,
All
common
right,
bond.
all
Yeah,
right.
let's see that roll.
-4, another
Yep.
spellcasting roll. Jesus God.
All right.
Oh.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I knew it was coming from you,
Yeah.
and so it was gonna work.
was
And
about to say,
part of
yeah,
me was
the dice.
pissed off about it, but I
Yeah.
was also happy.
Oh, I love this fucking edge.
Yeah. I'm just skimming through divination. Does
hmm
it give me?
do you want me to copy and
Okay.
paste it?
No, I got it right here. I'm good.
Okay.
I appreciate it though. Yeah, I think again to everyone else, they see you sort of fumbling and sweating and now like focusing on this dead body that is just laying motionless in the corner of this room. But to you, I mean, you see that also, but you also see the incorporeal version of this body sort of sit up a little bit and tilt its head and look at you.
Jefferson Stacy Smith. I'll kind of wait for him to acknowledge.
He blinks.
Yeah, good enough. You're a member of the Hellhounds. Can you tell me what sort of seeds you and your farmers here were planting in the water?
We put the bodies down there.
Were they walking bodies?
Walked off the carriage.
Are you trained in any of the special skills the Hellhounds have been teaching some of their more preferred employees?
I don't rightly know what you're talking about. My job is to keep these three other fellers in line, plant the bodies in the water.
And whose bodies?
The volunteers.
Do you have a dagger here?
No, I mean I'm sure we got a knife of some sort, but I don't think it's a dagger.
Is there someone that's coming with these bodies to prepare them before you plant them?
We got everything we need to prepare them right over there. And he nods his head towards the chains and the rocks.
If I glance over there, is any of that looking ritualistic or at all, or very just macabre, violent?
If you, I'm sorry, I'm not sure I
Uh,
understand the question.
if he's gesturing in that direction and I
Mhm.
look, am I seeing a like just a torture rack, quote unquote, or does it look like it
It's
is a
not a
ritual
torture
order?
rack. It's not a torture rack at all. Like it would
Okay.
not be out of place. What he's nodding to would not be out of place at Home Depot. It's chains and rocks.
Right. Okay. Yep. How long until you're expecting more bodies?
We don't have a schedule. We stay here. Coaches come with bodies and a little food for us. Every now and then, come with a couple bags of grain that we leave lying around just in case anybody comes snooping.
You any idea where these bodies are coming from?
Wherever people are volunteering.
Do you make more than flesh jackets here?
We don't make flesh jackets here.
What do you make?
We don't make anything. We plant bodies. You want to
You
know
know where
where
this river go?
you want to know where they make the flesh jackets? You need to find Jefferson Stacy Smith.
Thank you. Do you happen to know where he may be?
How's he going to answer this? Jefferson Stacy Smith ain't a he. Jefferson's a place. Stacy Smith is a hole in the ground.
I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt and assume that my 5-ish minutes with this guy are.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I got the clue that you set out for us.
Okay.
Okay. I'll get off. I'll wipe my sweaty forehead, and I will turn and give a very earnest thank you, Frandle.
Oh, sure.
And then I'll say this place is just for dumping bodies, sending them down the river, which means wherever they're going, that's where bodies are being sent, which could mean many, 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 many things. But if we go to Jefferson, there's a thing or a place, Stacy Smith, where the volunteers that are being turned into these bodies are coming from. Oh, well, at least the fellow sending it, and whoever's in charge of keeping this place operational, and he'll kind of draw the circle to the building. Um, uh, that person's in Jefferson.
Great. We'll crack the rest of these mills and head thereafter.
Could everybody make me man. It'll either it'll be your choice, either a common knowledge or a notice check.
Common knowledge or what? You cut out.
Common knowledge or notice. It's all about your recollection, so whichever one you think would apply to it.
I have been looking at a lot of papers. Did I notice anything in the papers?
Can't read.
Yeah, actually, Thomas, you'll get a +1 to yours.
Ooh.
All right, let me go through here.
Makes me 8. Is an 8 a raise? What does it count? How do you get a raise?
Yeah, 8's a raise.
Oh, okay. Then with the +1, it gives me a raise.
Absolutely. So really everybody except Friendly and Franklin recall y'all sort of have a quick conversation about, man, that name sounds really familiar. Where do I know that from? And as you're talking it through, the four of you piece together, this isn't the first time you've seen that name, Jefferson Stacy Smith, right? You saw that scrawled on a rock off of the cultist that you killed at the McGillicuddy Ranch. Right? The one who
Holy
had that
fuck,
weird
yeah.
knife. Right? You saw Jefferson Stacy Smith on that rock. Thomas,
Your name's familiar.
furthermore, right? You remember sitting down with Daniel reading from the Tombstone Tattler. There was the story about you're not initially sure why that memory pops back in your head, and you're thinking about the various stories you read. You're thinking about the story about the town overrun by vampires and then tumblebleeds, and there being a big tumblebleed vampire brawl, which sounded ridiculous. And then you remember an equally ridiculous story about a town where the dead were coming out of their graves just after the sunset and causing all sorts of havoc and terror, and then reburying themselves before sunup. And you remember the name of that town was Jefferson, New Mexico.
Jefferson, New Mexico.
Do we have an idea of those of us who are from the area? Do we know how far we may be from Jefferson?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's reasonable. I think it's probably about a day and a half to get there. Further from where you are at Red River, it's sort of due west. Pretty close to Santa Fe, actually.
I'll say that. Yeah. We could check out the rest of the mills, but if we're looking for the source, and that's where we're headed, Jefferson would be the next step in that direction.
Do we still want to do some exploring down in the water? And take a peek around there, see if there's anything more we can learn, or do we want to just hit the road towards Jefferson?
Well, we should take care of the mills first. We're here. We're in the area. Then we go to Jefferson. Ain't no sense moving far away from here if we just have to come back later.
Well, I mean, the more of these we take down, the second somebody comes and sees this, then there's more of a chance of Jefferson known we're coming.
Yeah, are we intending to go one by one and clear all these places, or are we intending to get to the uh, meat of the problem quick as possible?
This is still part of the operation. If we're looking to disrupt it, then I figure we should continue. We could move on, that's fine, but I figure if we move on, then we've left work undone.
Fair point. Franklin, Abigail, you have thoughts?
Oh,
These places, these mills, are simply dumping grounds for bodies. We can certainly take them apart, but I think if we go to Jefferson first, deal with the head of the problem, then we can get to these places. They're not going to go anywhere. And
And all they're
maybe,
doing is just
maybe
like you
we can
said.
also save a
If
few bodies from ending up in them in the first place.
right, right.
Fine by me. We should still see what's below for sure.
Absolutely. I'm dying to know what's down there. It's a body dump? Dying? Eh?
I'm
It
gonna
was
leave the
pretty
room.
good.
None of you are fun. Not a one of you is fun.
Well, the real question is, what do we do with our friends here?
It's a body dump.
I love you, Abigail.
Perhaps there is justice in that. They seem mad.
Uh,
I can deal with it if
Drowning seems cruel.
I-
Could
I
you just
wasn't. Yes, I was not planning to drown them,
Just-
Brendel.
yeah just
It will be quiet and it will be humane.
okay?
Franklin.
Don't use the don't use the thing that makes them scream on them.
She did say quiet and humane.
I
So
know, but
It's okay, Joan. He doesn't listen to me half the time anyway. It's all right, Frendel. It will be done.
Let's
hey,
find out what's below. Someone will take care of our friends while I see what's around the corner. And then I'd like to burn this place to the ground.
I have no arguments against that. Other than that, I'd also like to go down there if that diving thing is working, but if not, that's fine too.
okay, who's all on the scuba squad?
Squad?
Before we get to the scuba squad, right? Do I understand correctly? You're going to kill these two?
I mean, I was planning to wait till after the scuba squad
Gotcha.
was back.
Okay, great. We'll just
since
move them in here.
since Abigail wants to be on the scuba squad.
Gotcha. Great. Yeah, let me know who's going where then. To be clear, the diving suit does function. In order for it to function, it needs one person operating the bellows from outside the water. And so that can either be in the rowboat or on the shore, depending on how you want to approach it.
Yeah, I assumed since Cornelius can't swim and was
Mhm.
hesitant to go down there anyway, that at least one person was staying up with our captives.
Yeah, I'm not going in the water.
Okay.
Well, the rowboat's down below, so that they, oh, sorry. I was thinking that they would be the one pumping air since they don't swim, but I don't know what the one I'm doing.
I mean, if I need to get down in the boat, I can pump the air.
Yeah, I
Especially
mean
if I can
the
get down in
the
diving suit.
right. I would say the hose is probably 100 feet long, so like certainly enough. If someone is operating from the rowboat, it's enough where you don't have to worry about it. It's not long enough that someone can stay in this building and
Yeah,
pump it.
I'll man the rowboat then, just
Okay,
again to make sure Abby has breath to breathe.
gotcha.
And when I was down there initially,
Mhm.
did I then get a sense for how deep the water is right below us?
Deep enough that you can't see the bottom of it, which doesn't mean much because it's not very clear water.
Okay.
Okay, Abby. If I tug on up on it twice, that means get the fuck out.
Understood. I'll do the same thing if there's problems below.
Okay.
Right. And now the issue is I don't think I can pull you up from where I'm at, so I'll have to relay along to whoever is on the handle up there.
Okay.
I set down my hat.
Mhm.
I set down my pack, my gun gear. Right. It's just me and whatever clothing I have on me, but no like gear on me.
Gotcha.
I want nothing getting wet.
Gotcha.
And I just jump in. I just step over the
Cornelius.
edge and fall.
Cornelius, you on lever duty?
I can be since everybody else is leaving.
Yeah, you're fine on your fall. You don't
Okay.
not enough damage. Okay, so Cornelius is operating the lever here. I know Thomas and Abigail are plan on going in the water. Friendly plans on operating the pump from above the water or from the rowboat. Joan, what are you doing?
Joan is going to uh, cast another spell. This one's aspect of the Rataloa,
Mhm.
and invite the spirit of Agwe, and I'll be able to breathe underwater.
Excellent.
So I don't want to just jump in. I'd like to get down there
Yeah, no
more
worry.
careful.
Can, right. Y'all can get lowered down there. Those that want to get lowered down there can get lowered down there. Also,
I I will have my
Maggie,
knife on me as far as like gear on me, but
excellent.
nothing.
Maggie, I'm super excited that you took both of these, even though initially you were like, I don't know. I'm super excited to see these in action.
Yeah.
I mean, they are wildly complicated, so
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
little confusing, but
Yeah. As Joan is being lowered
Mhm.
down, and she like takes out um a
Oh
cloth
shit.
and messes with it. What?
Yeah, no, yeah, well, first go ahead and continue with whatever you were explaining, and
Oh,
then
okay.
I'll
Yeah.
talk. Yeah.
So I think Abigail, if you're like in the her eyes kind of turn a green, a deep green color, and you see that she just kind of starts welling up with tears, and uh, um, she just gets very quiet, and yeah.
Yeah, make that spell casting roll. And remember it's at -1 because of the spirit issue.
Ooh, I'm gonna use a Benny.
Yeah, that sounds like an excellent use of a Benny. Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
And that is
So
with
that
the
means it just
raise.
works. I don't have any like extra speed or anything.
Right. Well, no. Was the -1 wrapped into that?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
It
it
looks like it
was.
was, right? So that should be a
Uh-huh.
raise, which means you do
Weird.
get that extra speed. Just fucking, and that's why I actually said, "Oh fuck!" Like you're the only
Oh,
one here. Yeah.
actually, there was a 2 in there that
Okay.
was coming from me targeting the gunman and the
Oh,
gunman
gotcha.
being like
Gotcha. So
under
it's
some
just
effects,
it's
so it's
just
just a
regular,
6
right?
actually.
But even so, right? You're operating at your regular pace. Thomas,
Yeah, so
you can't swim,
I
right?
can't swim. I just go to the whatever the
You
bottom
can walk.
is.
Right. You can walk, but I mean, because of your you can't swim hindrance, right? Every like one pace, or I'm sorry, every one square requires 3 pace. So you can only move 2 squares a turn,
All right, that's fine. Yeah.
right? Abigail, both because of movement in the water, but also the weight of the diving suit. Similarly, it requires 2 pace for you to move 1 square, so you can move 3 squares a turn. Okay. Franklin, what are you doing, my man? If you are answering my question, you are muted.
I'm just here with the 2 hostages, just making sure they don't go off nowhere.
Okay. You're just hanging out with the 2 hostages, making sure. Gotcha. Okay. Great. So Thomas, you have just jumped in the water and are walking. Friendly and Abigail, you start in the rowboat until whatever time
Mm-hmm.
Abigail goes.
I throw anchor.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's up to
Actually,
you. But
Actually, yeah, she'd be the anchor.
right. You know. So
Because the
I
boat
mean,
will
I
just get
imagine.
dragged around with
Right.
her. Yeah.
Whenever she goes overboard, Joan, I believe not only can you move at your full pace.
I can also just walk on water.
Yeah, you can just walk on the water if you can. Basically, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I'll get down there, and I think I will ride in the rowboat if there's space. And
Okay.
I think in this very like saddened state that she's in, Friendly, I'm really sorry about snapping out at you earlier.
That's fine.
You have to understand. What it is they're spirits, familiar spirits that kind of can help me out sometimes, and that one,
Yeah.
she's kind of mean.
Oh yeah, I mean it's okay. It was honestly, if you just said that was part of the act I was putting on to get into the role, it would have been fine. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do if I can make this work. Thomas, I'm gonna drag you out here. Right, and then I'm gonna Joan and Friendly and Abigail in there. Great. That's exactly the way I want it to work. And why don't you all describe to me where you want to move, and I'll move you so that I don't have to roll people back from things. Make sense?
Yeah. Before Abby goes in, I do want to cast some magic on her.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give her numb, but I'm gonna up it to make her faster.
Okay.
So I'll try. Or not numb, words of comfort.
Gotcha.
It's the numb effect in there. Oh. Well, I get to reroll. That almost shook me.
Yeah.
That was a rare miss. Okay. So yeah, basically you get to ignore so you get to ignore
wound penalty, and my pace is increased.
Yeah, your pace is increased by I believe 10, and you get to ignore exhaustion or wound. This will last an hour. And yeah, that's it. Then I'll start working on the bellows. Make sure it works before you get in the water.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Leave the helmet on.
Franklin, or I'm sorry, not Franklin. Thomas, now I'm making the inverse mistake, Oni. I don't know what's wrong with me. Thomas, as they have been making preparations, I imagine you've been walking along the bottom
Yeah,
of
yeah.
this,
I just been I've been
right,
walking. Yeah.
this body of water. Would you like to move north or south of here?
The current, from what you had explained, the current is going southward.
Mhm.
But I'll check north.
Okay, I'm going to move you up to about here for right now, and then I'm going to give
Slow
our
trudgery.
friends in the boat an opportunity. Where would you all like to go?
I think I'll kind of follow towards Thomas.
Okay, so I'm moving the boat up north. Does that sound about right to everybody? Going once, going twice. You move.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
Abby, I'm not gonna anchor unless you give me 3 tugs if you want me to anchor.
You're in a rowboat. You don't have an anchor.
What I mean, yeah, I guess not. I just have to kind of we'll be drifting a
It's gonna
little
be.
bit because
It's
I'm
gonna be
out of
fine.
bellows yet.
Yeah, it's gonna
Okay.
be fine, Brendel.
You going overboard into the water, Abigail, or are we going further?
My plan is to go into the water. I was actually going to go into the water right there, but like right at the start. But
Okay,
I'm
so
happy
it's
to do it right here.
great. I'm just going to move you off. Whoops, hold on. That's too many people. I'm just going to move you off over this way, so you are in the water. Joan, you're
I'll
in the water
also
also.
lift up my skirts and step over, and then
Okay.
just kind of sink down into the water. And
Okay. This will be occurring for Abigail, Joan, and Thomas all simultaneously. For Joan and Abigail, it's as you enter the water. For Thomas, as you make your slow, steady stroll up north along the bottom of this section of river. At first, you see what appear to be just sort of dark blobs in the water. As you get closer, they appear actually to be crosses, at least that sort of shape. Closer still, and you can tell, oh, these are bodies that have been chained around the knees and calves and ankles and anchored with stone to the bottom of the river. A little closer still, and you can see that they are completely skinless from the neck down. Right, that's about the best I could come up with. And that's the last thing you're able to notice before they reach out and try and grab the 3 of you, which is where we will pick up next session.
Hell yeah.
Love
Terrible.
that for us.
Now, which 3, Adam, are being grabbed?
The 3 of you that are underwater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thomas,
and
Abby,
right,
and
and
Joan.
I mean, we'll actually resolve this next week, so that I don't forget about it, right? But the 3 of you will need to make vigor rolls against fear.
Oh, traditionally
rolls.
good at, of
The
course.
Yeah,
spirit
yes.
rolls. Yeah.
Right.